Welcome to the Country Hipster Podcast. My name is Paul. I am the Country Hipster. That music you heard at the beginning there was none other than the Unholy Four from Charlottesville, Virginia. Go check them out on Spotify, Bandcamp, Apple Music, or wherever you can find the Unholy Four. As you can see, Adam is not here. So what is going on is, we usually film on Sundays and Mondays, usually Sundays now with his new position. Well, Sundays and Mondays this year, it's Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. So obviously we're not going to be filming on any of those days. But I do have in the Max Headroom box to my left, friend of the podcast, and I think like fourth or fifth time now guest. Kristen is joining us, so let's give it up for Kristen. All right, welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome back. So so this is actually going to be. So we did this a couple weeks ago with my brother when Adam couldn't make it. We did it with my brother Mike. We did just a random of Styx Paradise Theater, and it was a lot of fun. And he just picked the album and was like, "Yeah, let's do it." So actually, Kristen suggested that we do this, and I needed content anyway. So I was like, "All right, cool, pick an album." So she did, and that's why we're here today. So and this is filming. This is airing basically between Christmas and New Year's there. So I would ask you how your Christmas went, but it technically hasn't happened yet.
Hasn't happened yet.
Hasn't happened yet.
Oh, it was fantastic.
Yes, it was great. No family drama or anything, right?
Into the future, and it was wonderful.
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
Yes.
Excuse me. I will say,
yes.
So the plan is for us this year, like Christmas Eve, we're just staying at home. But the plan on Christmas Day is to actually go to my stepmom's house, and she's going to make the 7 fishes for us. So
Christmas Day.
on Christmas
That's a Christmas Eve thing.
It is, except that Zach has to work on Christmas Eve, so he won't be able to be there. So to accommodate Zach and everybody else, we're going to do it on Christmas Day. So I'm very excited about that. So hopefully I have good things to report.
Does she actually do 7 fish, or just fish that you guys like? Or
I have no idea. So
okay.
I don't know, because we had said it on the Christmas episode that one of the things I got excited about my father marrying an Italian woman, 100% Italian woman, was that we were going to be able to do 7 fishes on Christmas Eve. But then it just never happened. You know what I mean? And it was like a case of they just really didn't do it. You know what I mean? So it was like, oh, okay. And I also think my mom is very much into Christmas Eve and stuff like that anyway, just doing the stuff there. So I think that was probably a factor as well. But yeah, so I mentioned it, and as she's watching the episode, she actually does watch it. She messages me saying all right, we're doing 7 fishes this year. I was like, oh, nice. Fuck, that's great. So yes, so
my family has done it in the past. I'm half Italian. My mom is Italian, as you know.
Mm-hmm.
So for years, when we were little, I think that we did it, but then once my grandmother died, I think we stopped. But then my family still always had fish on
your grandmother?
Christmas Eve. Yes, Annie.
Your grandmother.
Conchetta.
Also,
Cheers.
We also skipped my mom when I mentioned her, so one for her too.
Gina.
Mm-hmm.
So we used to order platters from Seafood America for a long time.
Down on Frankfurt Avenue in Mayfair?
Yeah.
Nice.
And then my brother started hosting at his house.
Okay.
And it was basically just fish that we like.
Nice.
Wasn't the specific 7 fishes.
Uh-huh.
So yeah.
Cool.
And then when COVID happened, Jeff and I just ordered sushi Christmas Eve.
Same thing, right? It's kind of like the
so
it's
for
still fish.
3 Christmases in a row, we're like, oh, sorry, we're not coming over. We're just gonna order sushi. And then we solved a murder.
No, I'm sorry. What?
For the COVID Christmas, we did sushi, and then we solved a murder. I had a murder mystery box.
Oh,
and,
okay. So what the fuck are you talking about?
So that was actually kind of fun.
All right. Okay, cool. Well, sometimes, COVID did bring on a bunch of new traditions. So, it's good.
Yeah.
It's good. It's a lot of fun.
I think we may try and head to his sister's this year, because my brother has stopped doing Christmas again, because with both my parents being old and sick, and then COVID and...
Yep. I hear you.
Yep.
I hear you. So what are you drinking there?
So I'm drinking a white wine called Jam Jar, and it's in a cup that says, because teachers can can't survive on apples alone because it's really funny that adults can't cope around other people's children without drinking alcohol. Ha ha ha.
It's the truth.
I actually hate this cup, but this is the first one in the cabinet.
There you go. There you go. Awesome. I'm drinking Murphy's Irish Stout. Since we are a drinking podcast, we got to talk about what we're drinking. So here you go. I'm gonna hit you with this. I didn't even prepare you for this. You're gonna be like, "What the fuck?"
No.
So
fuck you, Paul.
Yes, exactly. So we're right. We're in between Christmas and New Year's. So, do you have any New Year's Eve plans?
I do not.
You do not. Okay. Any resolutions? Any New Year's resolutions for 2024?
No, because my 2023 resolution was to get a new job, and I did that. So now I'm not sure.
Okay. All right.
It's maybe get a raise. Well, I already got a raise too. Get promoted? I don't know.
Okay, that's okay. You don't have to. It's a good thing. It's like, obviously things are going well. If you don't, there's nothing you really need to change. So that's a good thing. Yeah.
No, I'm perfect, Paul. Do you have any resolutions?
Kind of a resolution for Ottsville Record Garage, and that is basically just like starting in like March of 2024, maybe April, depending on because weather's still weird at the end of March and whatnot. Basically just to have monthly pop-up events throughout the whole year of 2024, and start rolling with that and trying to develop the site a little bit more and make that happen. So I'm pretty excited about that. So that's pretty much my only resolution. Maybe try to lose some weight, other than that, but that's whatever. I've been saying that for years and it doesn't happen. So
yeah,
now I'm now I'm taking designer drugs to make it happen and it's still not happening. So
oh well, sorry. but at least you're not gonna have Ozempic butt.
That's right. That's true. Yeah. So
Ozempic face.
Yes. Oh, I don't take Ozempic, so it's all good. It's even better.
Well, it's all the same.
Yeah, I know.
Basically. But you got a weird butt.
Yep. So, when you grew up in Northeast Philadelphia as well as I did. You were in Mayfair. I was in Wissinoming. So I know in my, my neighborhood, we did go out at midnight on New Year's Eve and we smacked the pots and pans. Did you do that shit as a kid too?
Yeah, I think we did.
Yeah.
I don't know. People did, but I don't think I ever ran outside for any of that. I know that there was a tradition, to shake was it New Year's or was it just a full moon to go out and shake a bag?
A bag of what?
Supposed to bring you money.
Okay. I'm not familiar with that.
It was a grandmom thing.
Okay.
Granny, rest in peace.
There you go. Yeah, I'm not familiar with that. So I go out and maybe shake a bag of weed and see if anybody wants to buy it, but that's about it. So, and then lastly, do you have any New Year's Day traditions, anything like that? I know some people do the whole making pork and sauerkraut and shit like that.
We do always have pork, kibasi, sauerkraut, pork shoulder.
Okay, very nice.
Yep.
Very nice. That's cool. That is cool. So, as I had mentioned, this is a random record episode. It's not part of the normal format, and that's okay. I actually figured it out yesterday. Well, I thought about it yesterday. I figured it out more specifically today. And season 1 is actually not going to be done until the middle of June of 2024.
Yeah, this is a long, dragged out season.
It is. So it's all right, cool. So we started filming in March of this year. And then we ended up starting to put the episodes out in April. And it was okay, well, we're going to do 50 records. So it'd be plus the pilot, we'll have 51 episodes. In the meantime, we have random episode here. We have Christmas episode. So but we still have 18 more records in our 50 to do. So
could you double them up?
What's that? Yeah, well, we talked about it, but but either way, we would still only do them once a week. So yeah, so season 1 is going to be another 6 months long. So let's hear it for season 1. Jesus Christ.
For season 1.
Yes, but this is, like I said, not part of the normal format. This is a random record episode, and I, since you are the guest, I let you choose the record. So, what did you choose there, Kristen?
I chose "Furr" by Blitzen Trapper.
Okay, and
I have no idea why I picked that. But okay. I was trying to think of a good one, and I was like, well, this might do.
All right, cool. So you got some factoids for us?
Yeah, I might have to Wikipedia it.
It's all
I
good.
did pull up some stuff. I started doing homework and then was busy at work.
It's all good. You know, you got to actually get paid, so yeah.
I know, doing my job.
Mm-hmm.
I'm already slacking because I've been working from home because I had surgery a week ago. So,
Yes.
like,
And how are you
I
feeling?
actually log on and do shit today.
Yeah. No, how are you feeling from the surgery?
I'm good.
Good.
I'm really good. It's just really wild that, like, I'm gonna explain what they did to me. They went in through my groin and put like a tube in my carotid artery so they could like inject stuff in there. And I was awake for it.
Oh.
And that's really fucked up because they were like, "Oh, you'll be in Twilight." And every time I've been in Twilight before, I've been knocked the fuck out. And apparently, this Twilight was much different. I was talking to the surgeon and all the techs and everything the whole time.
Yep.
So that was really wild. And then I had to lay flat for 7 hours until I was not at risk for bleeding to death.
Well, that's good. That's good.
And then all that, they just put like you know, when you get blood work done, and they just like the little cotton pad and the that's all they had. That's literally what was holding me shut.
There you go.
So that was fun. Okay. Anyway, back to the album.
Okay.
Okay. It was released in 2008. It's the 4th album by Blitzen Trapper, listed as number 13 on Rolling Stone's 50 best albums of 2008. And the title track was number 4 on Rolling Stone's 100 best singles of 2008. In September 2018, Sub Pop released a 10th anniversary deluxe edition. Hope you didn't listen to that one.
I did not. No.
Okay. It had an extra disc of bonus tracks recorded around the same time as the 2008 Furr session and tour.
Okay.
Critical response to the album was very favorable. Hold on. There was something else, and I didn't get to finish writing my notes. So let me do a quick little thing here. Hold on. Sorry.
You go ahead and do that. Where am I getting this fucking echo from? You hear that?
I don't.
You don't hear the echo? Okay, I'm getting a little echo, but okay, I think it went away. Nope, it's there.
What am I doing?
I don't know.
Is it my fault?
No, probably not. It's all good. It's all good. I don't know if anybody's really going to notice it anyway, and it's just kind of randomly popped up, and I think it's gone now. So there you go.
Okay, cool.
All right.
So critical response to the album was overwhelmingly favorable. Rolling Stone gave Furr 4 out of 5 stars and called it an engaging album full of rootsy beauty. So there you go.
Okay. All right. How do you feel about the album?
I like the album. Which is why I chose it.
Okay.
I don't know that I like the whole album. There are parts of the album I really like more than others. Same with all of the other Blitzen Trapper albums. There are some songs I like more than others that are more catchy, more like playable. So
here's what I say. I'd heard of Blitzen Trapper, but I never listened to them, and honestly I really judged a book by its cover. Because like I thought with a name like Blitzen Trapper and a logo that is very much like kind of like the like a fucking Thin Lizzy logo. Yeah, I thought it was like some metal band or hard rock band, and I just wasn't really that interested in. And then you suggested, I'm like, oh well, I guess they're not a metal band or a hard rock band because you wouldn't suggest a metal band or a hard rock band. I don't even think you would like a metal band or a hard rock band. So I definitely didn't never heard. I heard of them but never heard them, but I did realize when I was listening to this that I was somehow familiar with the song Furr, with the title track of the album. For some reason I don't know if it was in a movie, I don't know, but like I had heard it, like when it came on I'm like, oh, actually I think I do know this song. But I will say overall I'm not really a fan. not a big fan of Blitzen Trapper. So like how did you come across this album or this band in general?
So I have a feeling that Pandora might have suggested them to me.
Okay.
When I was listening to Ep Brothers Radio or something. That's the only way I can think that maybe, or Jeff did when he was listening, because he's into like the Ep Brothers and like all that stuff. Okay. So, I feel like maybe that's how we found them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. And it was like when we first started dating, I think, because then we went to see them in concert.
Okay,
in like 2010.
Where did you see them?
We saw them at the Troc, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that was fun. What?
I was gonna say, how were they live? Because they have a lot of stuff going on.
They were good live, but
Okay.
I also think I was very drunk.
Oh, well,
But I know, so we were upstairs, right, where the old people sit, and there was a guy dancing. He was sitting, but he was like dancing like Elaine Bennis.
Okay.
And like he was serious about it, like dead serious.
All right.
So every time like Jeff and I hear Blitzen Trapper, we're like, remember that guy at the concert that was dancing like Elaine, like all spastic and weird? He was like clapping like.
Okay.
Or, like I don't know. He was like Oprah clapping.
All right.
Have you ever seen Oprah try to clap along to music?
I don't know. I probably have.
She
Just
does
never noticed.
Not have rhythm.
Okay.
That's what Anne was doing.
Well, she's
so
Oprah.
It was interesting.
Okay. Yeah. No, because I will say, like, you know, I'm not really a fan. Don't particularly care for the album, but like musically, there's a lot going on. There's like, you got double vocals with harmonies throughout the whole thing. You got like keyboards and organs and like 3 different guitar parts, and you know, so it is a very, very musical, very musical, very it's not straightforward. It's, you know, there's a lot to their songs. So that's why I'd be interested to see if they could actually pull it off live.
Yeah, I feel like they were really good live. I think we enjoyed ourselves, and I don't think we knew much about them at the time, but I think it was like we were first started dating, and I was like, oh, we both like Blitzen Trapper, or let's go to this concert. So I bought us tickets.
Cool. Yeah. So there are bands that like I hear from their sound that I do like, but there's also bands that like I hear from their sound that I like don't like or could care less about. So like the bands I hear that I like I hear like Wilco in their sound. I hear the Felice Brothers in their sound. I even hear some like Neil Young. So I'm not a huge Neil Young fan, but I enjoy Neil Young. Now the bands I hear that I either don't care about or I don't like that I hear is Oasis, the band, and honestly,
Hear that in there?
oh god, yes, and like especially the first song, like when it first came on, I'm like, Jesus Christ, these guys sound like fucking Oasis, and I hate Oasis. And then but then also like I hear the Grateful Dead. As a huge, and I seriously do not like the Grateful Dead at all, with the exception of like Casey Jones.
Hear Bob Dylan in there a little too.
No, and there is some Dylan there, and I do like Dylan. You know what I mean? Which is funny because I like Dylan, but I don't particularly care for the band. It's not that I hate the band. I just don't really like. I don't seek out the band, and you know, if I hear some songs, I'm like, all right, cool. I like some of the hits, but I don't like get real deep into the band. That's like the band like I don't really care about. But no, definitely some Dylan in there. And the Wilco, like I don't even like a ton of Wilco. Like I really like AM. I like that album AM. And the other Wilco stuff I'm like hit and miss on. So it did have a bit of like an AM vibe, but like still just like I don't know. It didn't connect with me. Like honestly, listening to this album made me feel really fucking uncool.
Why do you think it made you feel uncool?
It felt like I walked into a club and everybody was like way into like the thing and all the same style and the same look and whatnot, and I walk in sticking out like a fucking sore thumb, and it's just like,
Hipster
I don't
music
fit here.
For hipsters?
Yeah, exactly. But you know, when I had my first hipster experience in Fishtown, when I first moved to Fishtown, it was actually a really good experience because like I walked into the Fishtown Tavern and I look around and I'm wondering like, why the fuck is everybody dressed like me? And that's what I was like, oh, they're hipsters. It's ironic that they're wearing plaid shirts and caps and stuff like that. But this was like the opposite. It was just like, dude, this doesn't work. This doesn't work for me. So yeah. So it just, like I said, I was not particularly, like I don't think I really could get into lyrics either. I don't think like it really connected with me. Which at least with the Decemberist, there are songs where it's like, you know, even on, you know, Her Majesty, whatever, that album, there are even songs where like I did like some of the lyrics and whatnot, and there were songs I did connect with. Overall, I think that album's shit, but
You don't like being a moonwalking cowboy, dusty riding? No.
No, it's not. It's not.
That lyric.
It's not my thing. No, it didn't connect with me. But I'm also realizing that like maybe it's Portland bands, because I'm not a huge fan of the Decemberist. I do enjoy the Crane Wife, as we discussed on the previous episodes. But other than that, Decemberists are just okay, and I'm definitely don't really. Like, I'm not going to seek out more Blitzen Trapper, to be honest with you. It's just kind of like, eh.
No, and you don't need to.
Yeah.
I mean, like, they're not my absolute favorite band in the world. I really like one particular song on this album, and the rest of the album's okay.
Okay.
And I don't even know that the whole album is cohesive.
No, it's
like,
not.
The song
it's
that
yeah.
like just like sticks out and is completely different from the rest
Yep.
of the songs.
Yep. No, that is another thing. I think you're right. Like, it's not like a to Z album. It's very much like kind of all over the place.
Yeah, and then like their next album is American Goldwing, and that has a few good songs on it that you might actually even like.
Okay.
I don't think overall I'm like, ooh, Blitzen Trapper's my favorite band ever.
Okay.
But like I like some of their songs.
Right. And it's like, I would say like if they came on, like, I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, change it. It's not, you know what I mean? It would just be like, oh, okay, this is on. All right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was just like, oh.
Yeah, no, I get it.
You know.
But like you've already covered the Smiths and the Cure, which are like my two favorite bands ever.
Right.
So
yeah.
like, where else could I go from there? You know?
No,
like,
I totally.
Decemberists, another top band for me. Like there's nowhere to go. So
Yes.
I just picked something that I knew you hadn't really listened to before.
And I appreciate that. I do, actually. I think that's actually really cool, because
musical knowledge.
Yes, absolutely. So it turns out like the only Portland band I seem to like is Heat Miser / Elliott Smith. So
I'll have to look into that.
Yeah. Have you heard Elliott Smith stuff?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Maybe.
I don't know that you would. I think you would dig Heat Miser, but I don't know if you would like be totally like would totally say you would like Heat Miser. I could see you liking Elliott Smith more, because even though he was the main songwriter for Heat Miser as well, his solo stuff is different than the Heat Miser sound. So Heat Miser's a little more. There you go. Heat Miser's a little more like kind of like post-punk alt stuff, whereas like his solo stuff is much more melodic, much more indie rock based. It's very good. His stuff already is very, very good lyrics, very good songs, and has some like as much as we pan instrumentals on this podcast, he actually has some really good fucking instrumentals too. So yeah, so I would check it out. But it seems to be the only band or musician from Portland I seem to like is Heat Miser.
Speaking of Portland, I know you hate Colin Malloy's voice and you think he sounds like a goat.
He does.
But I think you should listen to the Benjamin Franklin song.
Oh
he did for Hamilton.
You did.
He didn't make it to Hamilton.
Benjamin
it's really good.
Franklin song. Yes, I'm writing it down right now. I think you had suggested that before, and I have not. I did not get around to listening to it. So
yeah, it's like it pumps you up in the car on your way into the office.
Okay, all right. I like songs that pump you up. You know what I mean?
And I know you like musicals, so
I do. I am a big fan.
Yeah, it was intended for Hamilton, but there were a lot of songs that like didn't make it.
So like it was actually written like for Hamilton and just didn't make the final cut.
So.
Really? Okay. That is very interesting. I'm getting another beer because why not?
Go for it.
So I'm gonna switch over to actually no, fuck it. I'm doing another Murphy's. So the one time I was listening to this, because I did, we've unlike Paradise Theater, which like was kind of like a day of decision. We had what, like almost a week for this, right?
Had some.
Yeah, so but like between this and like working on like the episode of podcast, I didn't get like a ton of time to listen to this, but I did give it at least like 4 or 5 spins. But I know the one time I was listening to it, I was driving and I'm trying to listen to it, and at one point I just looked up, I'm like, is this really still fucking on? Because it was like one of those albums.
Oh no!
But it's only like a 39-minute album, so 39-minute long album.
Listen to it.
She did, which actually was.
Can I get to that or no?
Well, hold on a second.
I want to jump segments.
No. It's all good. I was just trying to think like, yeah, we could probably move on to the Regina factor, but I wasn't sure if you had anything else to say.
I know with the random record, Regina doesn't get a say usually, but if she got to hear it,
she did
might as well, right?
She did. Yeah, no, she did get to hear it. I did try playing it for her a few times, and honestly, she just fell asleep almost immediately every time I played it for her.
Fair enough.
So like even like sometimes I'll just take random rides in the middle of the day because it's just like, all right, you're tired, you want to take a nap, but you're not going to take a nap. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'll be like, all right, we're going for a ride. So and I
fall asleep in the car too.
Exactly.
The worst road trip partner.
So that was kind of what like I did today. It was like the last. I did try playing for her at least 3 different times, but like every single time I played it for her, she literally just like kind of stared off into the distance and fell asleep. So no reaction. So I guess we would call it an indifferent for the Regina factor on this one here. So
that's a bummer.
Yeah,
but okay.
It happens. It happens.
I'll accept her judgment.
Yes. She does have her indifference. So yeah, I mean, do you have any other feelings or thoughts about this album here?
Oh, I mean, overall, it's a pretty good album. I just, it's not cohesive, but it's a good listen.
Yeah, like I said, it's definitely, from the musicianship of it, I appreciate it. I do appreciate the songwriting. I just don't like it. Overall, it just it doesn't do much for me, and but again, it's one of those things where like if we were at a party and someone threw it on, it was just like, all right, cool, this is on in the background, like no big deal.
Good noise.
It's not like say anything where I'll be like, turn
episode ever.
What's that?
Is this going to be like the shortest episode ever?
Oh, it's shorter, but that's okay.
Minutes.
Yeah, that's a little bit longer than that.
We're done.
Yeah. Well, but we got to get to one of the important segments. Is like, so what are your top 3 songs?
Yes. Top 3. And these are in order.
Because you mentioned the one that you really, really like. So
yeah, Furr.
Okay. So what is
number 1?
So what is it about that you like?
Play it on repeat like 62 times in a row.
Okay.
And like up it out in the car.
All right. And is there like a specific connection?
Is there what?
Like a specific connection to Furr, or you just like it?
Really like it.
Okay.
I don't know why.
Okay.
I don't know why.
That's all right.
Really like it.
That's okay.
And then number 2 is Black River Killer.
Okay.
And 3 is Saturday Night, with Not Your Lover as honorable mention.
Okay. All right. So we're actually very similar in 2 of the 3. Definitely number 1 is Furr. I do, like I said, when that came on, I did recognize the song, and again, I'm like, man, was this in a movie, or like it could have come up on like a random playlist that
it could be from me.
That's a possibility too. But at any rate, when that song came on, I did know that song, so I was like, okay, so I knew something about them, and that is a solid song. It probably is the best song on the album, which makes sense why it's named that. The album is named that.
Mm-hmm.
My number 2.
And it's no other song on the album.
What's that?
It's like no other song on the album.
Right, exactly, yes. My number 2 is actually Gold for Bread, which precedes Furr, which I think is the second song on the album, which I don't know, I think it's an overall solid song. I actually found myself singing the chorus a little bit when it was going on. So I'm like, okay, all right, this was not bad. And then Black River Killer is my number 3. So, yeah. So
yeah.
Those are the 3 songs that stood out the most to me. The rest of the songs were just like, And again, and I think you definitely hit the nail on the head when you said it's very, it's a very all over the place out. It's very disjointed. It's not. It's definitely not an A to Z album. And I don't know. Maybe I just like things being in order. I guess I don't know.
I think I might too.
There you go.
I don't know. It's the tism.
It's a Gemini thing.
It might be. And half of us. The other half is all chaos.
Probably. So, so what is your least favorite song on the album then?
Love You. The one where you're just like screaming.
Oh no! Oh, that's the name of the song. I thought you were talking to me there for a second.
No.
Okay. No. Yeah. That song is not a good one. That would probably be my dishonorable mention. But my least favorite song on the album is Lady of the Water, because it's a straight fucking Grateful Dead ripoff. And not good Grateful Dead. Like, you know, it's just like, oh God, I can't deal with this song. So
literally think I know like 2 Grateful Dead songs.
Yeah, they're probably that's the thing. Their popular Grateful Dead songs are pretty good. Unfortunately, I mean, no, unfortunately, not unfortunately.
Do you want to chime in?
I got nothing to say to any of you people.
Okay.
Oh, that hurts, Jeff. That hurts. I miss you.
Ask her about her blue sweatsuit.
The blue sweatsuit?
Yes.
Why? I don't know.
I was wearing a blue sweatsuit today at work.
But you dressed up fancy for me?
I was working from home. No, I didn't dress up fancy for you. I put on a sweater and left on my blue sweatpants because the viewing audience would see the top of me.
There you go. I put my vest.
I didn't want to look like Violet Beauregard.
There you go. I put my vest on.
Podcasting.
Yes. I put my vest on because it was cold here in the garage earlier, but I had the heater on and my vest, so I'm good. My arms aren't cold actually, so it's all good. Yeah, so
you're making all kinds of noise.
It's all good.
Sure you don't want to say anything about Furr?
I got nothing to say.
Okay. He's got nothing to say.
He's got nothing to say. All right, so if that's all we got, I will say
that's so sad.
Yes, no, it's okay. It is all good. This is a random episode. Listen, we don't really have short episodes. Like, here's the example. So, and this is what's actually happening with next week's episode, which is going to air on the 4th of January. So, we started doing the couple weeks ago now, even though it's technically yesterday. For me, it was yesterday. For you guys, it's all a couple weeks ago.
So confused.
It is. We were doing
We're bending the space-time continuum.
Yes, we were filming the Boxcar Racer episode, but in conjunction with that, Jack and I we'd been for the last like 6 to 8 weeks have been brewing our black and tan beer.
Yes,
so we had so we had the beers ready. We had the cream ale, the stout, and the black and tan ready to go. So you know, I had Bob Hurst come up for that episode because he's like my homebrew craft beer aficionado that I go to. Yeah, exactly. And so as we're like talking, we're doing like our like live taste of the thing, and like literally we're almost an hour into it just talking about nothing but beer. So we were like, you know what? I need bonus content. So next week's episode is actually going to be an all beer episode. So we basically took the first part, like when we even talk about it in the thing, because it was not the intention to have an all beer episode. It was literally just to go, talk about Boxcar Racer, but start with the beer tasting. And we were just going on and on and on, and it hit me like in the middle. Like, you know what? I need fucking bonus content. I need a random episode. So we ended up like just doing an episode just on the beer that we tasted there, and I think Bob brought a couple beers up too that we tried as well that he brewed. So that was kind of cool too. So next week's episode is not technically a music episode. We are fully embracing our drinking podcast element of the Country Hipster podcast, and it's all about beer and homebrew and craft beer, and it's the live tasting of the beers that Jack, our editor, director, and producer extraordinaire, he and I have been brewing, and so that's what next week's episode is. And then the week after that, we'll get into whatever we picked at the end of the Beastie Boys episode. So,
Beastie Boys episode.
Yes, that's
Boxcar Racer.
Well, no, we did Boxcar Racer, and then at the end of Boxcar Racer, we picked the Beastie Boys.
Oh.
So the Beast. So we got Boxcar Racer, then the Beastie Boys, which we haven't filmed yet.
Boxcar Racer hasn't aired yet.
Right.
Beer one hasn't aired yet.
Right.
Beastie Boys is filming next.
Right.
Okay.
So it's like, and of course, like people are like, yeah, we already know the schedule, but like you guys got to keep in mind we're filming this like in advance. So Boxcar Racer is going to in real time is going to our real time right now, our reality time. Boxcar Racer comes out this Thursday. The following week will be the Beastie Boys. Our episode here will be
Thursday the 14th.
What's that?
Thursday the 14th.
Yes. Is the Boxcar Racer.
Let's get the dates on this
Yes,
so people
I know.
know.
The 21st was the Beastie Boys. We're the following week, which I guess the 28th is going to be this, and then January 4th, next week's episode, as we get back into the future, is going to be the beer episode. So the week after that, we'll get back to
confusing.
I know we'll get back to business as usual. So.
No wonder your season is 652 weeks long.
I know. It's great. It's awesome. So maybe season 2 will be a little shorter, but probably not. You know, we enjoy it.
Pick less albums.
No, why would we do that? This is fun.
Well, okay. I'm just saying, so you can make it actually fit into the year.
Yeah, well, you know.
I mean, it could be like a fiscal year.
There you go. The fiscal year of the
Not
Country
January
Hipster
to
Podcast.
December.
There you go. Awesome. Well,
Whatever.
Kristen,
I don't know how any of this works.
it's all good. Thank you very much for suggesting this album. Even though I didn't like it, I do appreciate it, and I enjoyed listening to it and listening to something that I don't I'm not into, or I haven't heard before. So I do appreciate it. This is I had fun. I hope you had fun.
I did.
I like your Max Headroom impression. It's wonderful. You do a great job. So
Should I glitch?
yeah, go ahead. Awesome.
What
So
did he used to say? I can't even think about what he used to say.
I don't even know either. You just be like, hey, shit like that. It was like crazy. So do you remember there being like a full-fledged Max Headroom show?
Yes.
Yeah, it like lasted like half a season or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like a half hour.
Yeah.
I don't remember actually what it was about or who was on it or what happened in it. But there definitely was a show.
Yeah, but I feel like it was like a detective drama or something like that, or like some kind of like cop show or something, and he would like tip the cops off to like, hey, go to. Yeah.
Let me look it up.
All right, you got it. Yeah, but no, I do remember that, and I know it wasn't on long, but it's kind of funny because like the whole Max Headroom thing like was like an MTV thing, wasn't it? Like some kind of like weird like, isn't that where Max Headroom came from?
I believe so.
And then there was like that weird thing that happened in Chicago where like somebody pirated, like jumped into the middle of a broadcast with some like 3-minute long, like dressed like a real life Max Headroom like guy with a mask on and all, just like dancing around and shit like that. Yeah, and they he like literally like hijacked the feed, so like anybody in like who was watching the TV for like 3 minutes, and like the people at the network are like, what the fuck is going on here, and they had to like figure it out. But yeah, until they could cut it off. But it was like for like 3 minutes it was like this dude, and
I don't remember that.
no, it was because I think it only happened like in Chicago, but it was like one of like the network like things, like like ABC or NBC or something like that, but it only happened in the Chicago area. It was like
a Baba Booey moment.
Kind of, yeah, exactly.
All right, so Max Headroom is an American satirical science fiction television series, blah, blah, blah. It aired in the U.S. from March 31st, 1987 to May 5th, 1988.
Oh, it was on that long.
That was almost a year.
Okay.
The series is set in a futuristic dystopia ruled by my phone just went black. An oligarchy of television networks, and features the character and media personality Max Headroom. The story is based on the Channel 4 British TV film.
Okay.
Produced by Chrysalis, Max Headroom 20 Minutes into the Future.
Okay. There you go. So it did exist, and it was on for like a year. Who knew?
Yeah.
Awesome.
So bizarre.
Yep. All right. Well, again, thank you very much, and Happy New Year to you.
Now I'm reading all about this.
There you go.
I'm in a rabbit hole.
You're welcome.
Great.
You're welcome. I know what you'll be doing tonight. So, no, but Happy New Year's to you. If you can hear me, Happy New Year, Jeff.
Shut up.
All right.
Right then.
All right. Well, then I guess it is time to.